My friends, we're going to evaluate the integral of e to the negative 2x sine of x from 0 to infinity, and this is my favorite method. It's the fastest way. I hope you enjoy it. We're going to do it using Euler's formula. Now, bear with me, okay? This makes it a lot easier. I know we're dealing with complex numbers here, but just bear with me, okay? So sine of x is the imaginary part of e to the ix. So what we can do is substitute this in and say it's the imaginary part of the integral from 0 to infinity of e to the negative 2x times e to the ix dx. And why this is so cool is we can combine these two together by adding the exponents. And now, my friends, and this is very easy to integrate. So if we do that, we get e to the negative 2 plus ix divided by I minus 2. And we want the imaginary part of it evaluated from 0 to infinity. Now we need to find out this imaginary part. So what we're going to do is evaluate it and sub back Euler's formula at x equals 0. So what this looks like, and what I mean is, say we want the imaginary part of 1 over I minus 2, okay, evaluated from 0 to infinity. So this is in the limit as x goes to infinity right here, and this is when x equals 0. Now this part goes to 0 because if this is a negative here, so as this gets larger, this is like in the denominator, it goes to 0. And right here, this is 1, cos of 0 is also 1, and sine of 0 is 0. So this whole thing is negative 1 right here. This whole part is negative 1. So that's cool. So we can substitute that in and we get this. So the imaginary part of 1 divided by 2 minus I. Notice this is I minus 2 right here, but this is a negative 1. So this negative 1, if it's brought into the denominator, it becomes 2 minus I. Okay, cool beans. So how do we find the imaginary part of this? Well, we need to put it into the form of a plus bi, where a is the real part and b is our imaginary part. So to do that, we're going to take our fraction and we're going to multiply the top and bottom by the conjugate, 2 plus I. And knowing that I equals the square root of negative 1 and I squared, therefore, is negative 1, if we expand this out and simplify, what we'll get is 2 plus I divided by 5. And we can split this up into two happy fractions, 2 divided by 5, which is the real part, plus 1 divided by 5, which is the imaginary part, I, right here. And this, my friends, is the answer right here to our answer. This is our b. So the integral of e to the negative 2x sine x from 0 to infinity, my friends, is 1 over 5. I hope you enjoyed it. I thought this was really, really cool. You can do this integral using integration by parts twice. Good luck on your midterms, final exams. You can survive. Cheers.